Namaste, everyone. Welcome to the Memorial Sunday service. This is Memorial Day weekend. And Memorial Day is remembering all of our service members from the military who have served in military for the U.S. And I'm sure there's not anybody here or online that has not known someone in the service that has served and died for our country. So today I'm going to say the prayer, and then we'll say a special prayer for the remembrance of our service members that died for our country. We thank you, Father, Mother God, for this great and wonderful privilege to be here with these divine souls. We ask that the healing angels, the guides, the loved ones, the teachers, the holy ones, the masters, the gurus, the great ones, the holy angels, archangels, spiritual helpers, and their designated healing angels to come forth and work and speak through me to give them inspiration, upliftment, guidance, healing, divine protection, divine blessings, divine love, and peace and harmony in their hearts. We thank you again, Father, Mother God, for this great and wonderful privilege to be here with these divine souls. So be it, so be it, so be it, so it is. Amen. Now, as we come together today as a remembrance and Memorial Day weekend. So in the service, the many soldiers that have put their lives on the line for our beautiful country, holding the patriotic vision in their hearts. And so we want to say a special prayer for them at this particular moment. We thank you, Father, Mother God, for all the people that have gone into our military and all the people that have served and died at this, representing our country, protecting our country, and giving a feeling of peace to us. We know that there are many times in war there's unnecessary deaths, but even though those men and women that stood strong and believe and in their beliefs of patriotism, and they laid themselves down for our country. We ask that their souls are on this particular day, know that we're giving tribute to them in our hearts and sending them love and light, no matter where they are and what dimension they are. We also pray for all the military people that are alive, and they've decided to serve for our country and their belief of patriotism. We give thanks for those people, and we give thanks for their families and all the people that know them. And we send love and light to their homes, and we send protection to their homes, and we send Archangel Michael around them to protect them and hold their families and their loved ones safe too. We bless the world at this moment with beautiful pink light, with gold wrapped around it, to give love and light to the world that war will come to an end, so we no longer need to protect ourselves from anyone. And we can only hold love and light for all beings upon this earth. And as we see the earth in front of us, we send love and light to the earth, and we send love and light to all the beings upon this earth, holding them at their highest and best good so that we may remain in our highest and best good. And we give blessings and healing to all those who have been wounded or hurt or have suffered in any way, shape, or form because of their decision to be in the military. So we send the healing angels of the earth to the people that need it, And we hold the people dear to our own hearts that need healing, and we send healing out to them and hold them in love and light also. And we hold love and light for ourselves and our loved ones and family as we come together on this precious day to hold a beautiful energy of light, the divine light, and connect with our divine souls. And we give blessings to ourselves and all others as we gather today on this precious day. And we give thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen, 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 and amen. Well, it's wonderful to see all you here today. I am grateful for you to come in today to hold the energy and to, join in with the connection with the divine and in alignment as we do when we come together where two or more shall gather. It's a much powerful thing, and we bring love and light to ourselves and all others. So welcome today on this beautiful day. On your page, the first page is the Lord's Prayer. As many of you have heard me say before, the Lord's Prayer is not only just a prayer. It is a prayer that connects with the chakras. The chakras are our seals, our energy coordinates in our body. And they line up. Each verse of the Lord's Prayer lines up with a chakra and balances us as we say the Lord's Prayer. The crown chakra, our Father which art in heaven. The ajna and the throat chakra, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done is the heart chakra, the front and back solar plexus. On earth as it is in heaven is the navel chakra. Give us this day our daily bread is the front and back spleen. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors is the Ming chakra, which is directly behind the navel. And then lead us not into temptation is the back, heart, crown, and sex chakra and the throat chakra, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, is the basic or the root chakra. The power is the front and back spleen. The glory is the Ming, and forever is the crown. So let's say the Lord's Prayer together, please. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. So when you feel a little off center, or you feel as though things are just not lining up for you, say the Lord's Prayer. It helps a lot. It grounds you and aligns your chakras and balances you. The next thing is this separate sheet of paper. This is the Lord's Prayer from the Aramaic version, translated. So we're going to say that. O cosmic birther of all radiance and vibration, soften the ground of our being and carve out within us a space where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so that we may be empowered to bear the fruit of your mission. Let each of our actions bear fruit in accordance to our desire. Endow us with the wisdom to produce and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled threads of destiny that binds us as we release others from the entanglement of past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by the witches divert us from our truth, but illuminate the opportunities of the present moment, for you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the birth, the power, and the fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole once again. Made whole once again. We were born whole. We were born in perfection. When we come down to earth, we have what I like to call spiritual amnesia. We forget who we are. And we allow the things that are happening outside of us and our emotions take a hold of us, and we falter in our perfection. We falter in loving ourselves. We falter in recognize our true authentic selves and being all that we can be. We want to help people and be of service, and that's an amazing thing to do. But unless you're all that you can be and you're a broken vessel, you're not helping the person as much as if you heal yourself first and then help others. So being all that you can be is the journey that we come here to take. We come here to reunite our consciousness with who we really are, that we're a spiritual being having a human experience. And oftentimes our emotions are the culprits, aren't they? And we allow other people, places, things, or what's happening outside of us to get a hold of us in an emotional way. Nothing means anything on this earth. Nothing. There's no meaning in this physical earth whatsoever. We're the ones that put the meaning into it. So if you don't put a meaning into something, it's like it doesn't exist. So what do you want to create in your world? What meaning do you want to put into things? We've been trained and programmed to have certain values and to have certain things that are supposed to mean something. You know, and we've been put limitations upon us by humans. Those limitations, like the speed limit, right? But they're limitations. Actually, time is a limitation. And it was brought on by man. Do you think the caveman looked at his watch to see what time it is? No. But we tied ourselves into this time-space continuum. And once we get off that cross, then we start to really go with the flow of the universal energy, the divine energy. And we start to find ourselves and empower ourselves for the beautiful humans that we are, the powerful humans. But when we get too much into our mind, which we're not, and we think, oh, this is happening and how, oh my goodness, we get ourselves all riled up, don't we? What kind of energy is that putting out? It's very negative energy. And you don't want to start creating at a negative level. You want to create from joy, excitement, love, happiness. But where does it start? It starts in ourselves. It's an inside job. This whole world, this whole existence that we have in this consciousness, in this 3D, 4D consciousness, is a creation. It's a collective creation. So what part of the collective creation do you want to hold? Do you want to send out love each day to people that irritate the living snot out of you? Or do you want to hold a grudge? It's all up to you. And if you think that something outside of you is controlling you, then you're giving up your divinity. So empowering ourselves, we have to remember who we are, this divine being, this creative being. The energies that are coming in on this earth at this particular moment are coming in to let us manifest at thought. So we have to be very conscious. Are we giving ourselves the power to manifest? Or are we falling into an emotional pit hole? Are we letting our emotions and things bother us that are outside of us? Because we can't control what's outside of us. We think we can. But the only thing we can control on this earth plane is ourselves and how we use energy. Where do you want to put your energy? Think about it every day when you're going through things that you're doing. Are you putting your energy in the right place? Are you loving yourself into a new reality? Are you empowering yourself to be all that you can be? These are the questions that you need to be asking yourself, to be conscious of what you're thinking, saying, and doing at all times. And it's hard to do. And we have pitfalls when somebody pulls out in front of us, there's some maybe bad words that come out of our mouth, right? But you don't know what's happening with that person. Maybe they're rushing somebody to the hospital. You can't see it. So every time someone pulls out in front of you and cuts you off, why don't you send a blessing instead of a curse? We have the power within us to change our world every minute of the day. But we use that power? It's just like we only use it 10% of our brain. Isn't that a shame? You know, keeping our mind clear, keeping our thoughts pure, speaking pure things. What goes, my spiritual teacher said, what goes in your mouth should be pure. What comes out of your mouth should be pure. I don't do such a good job some days on that. In fact, I had a hamburger last night that wasn't so great. But I mean, I'm just playing around now, but think about it. Be conscious. This is the time these energies are coming in so strong for all of us to become all that we can be. And it's amazing. I've done a little bit of creating that thought, and it's so much fun. I know some of you have heard the story where I created spaghetti and garlic toast. I thought about it. I said, I'm going to get me some. Went to my office. My first client came and brought me spaghetti and garlic toast. You know, we have the ability to create down to the littlest things. And it's not all about physical things, is it? It's creating with love to create a new consciousness on this earth. And the more the light that we hold, and we came here to hold the light. We came here to be all we could be and remember and erase that spiritual amnesia. We came here to erase that, take it off the earth, take off karma for ourselves and our lineages. So the more we work on ourselves, the more we purify ourselves, the more we remember ourselves, that we are in service. Memorial Day, remember the people in service. You're one of them. You might not be in the military, but you're here of service. And the first step is service to self. That is not selfish. People say to me, isn't that being a little selfish or self-absorbed? Not when you do it with loving kindness to all others. And when you're becoming all that you can be and you're giving to others, that grows and makes you better. And you are of service then and not being selfish about it. Egos need to be, we all have an ego. And we all fall into our ego sometimes, don't we? But if we can do love from ourselves and send out love to others and help others as much as we possibly can while we're helping ourselves, and we're empowering ourselves to be that great being that we were born, and just remembering who we are and not get entangled with emotional stuff, which is just like an anchor. Holds you down here on the earth plane in a little 3D anger and pain and sorrow and all of that. Those emotional ties is what's going to hold you here. When you control your emotions, which your soul can control, and we become the observer of our own lives, as we become the observer of our own lives, we become all that we can be, and you watch the world around you and you do not let it affect you. Even though somebody is yelling and screaming in your face, nod and smile. That stops them in a heartbeat. Turn your body towards the right or to the left Put your arms over your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is the seat of your emotions. Tip your shoulder, nod and smile at the person. It stops the energy from going any farther. There are things that we can do, energy things that we can do to help ourselves be in control of where we are and not let our emotions be in control. So the next thing is the I am affirmation. The I am affirmation is stating, I am that I am, the great I am. Connects you with your higher soul. Your higher soul is directly connected to the divine source. Then the energy from the higher soul comes down through the spiritual cord, goes into the body where the incarnated soul is. The incarnated soul then gets direct energy from the divine. Now, the higher soul has to step down that energy a little bit, because if we had all that divine energy coming into us and we have a small spiritual cord, it's going to blow us up. It just pop like a light bulb pops, too much energy. But when you do devotion, you do meditation, you do prayers, what happens to your spiritual core? It widens. If you've ever seen a yogi or someone who prays a lot or does a lot of meditation, they have a glow about them, don't they? And if you tested their spiritual cord, it might even fill up this room. That's why they can take on more direct divine energy. But we can do that in group meditation and meditation with ourselves and having devotion every single day. We can grow our spiritual cord so wide that it's bigger than our bodies. And then we can get real direct energy from the divine. Then you really are getting onto the path where you are that divine soul that you had come in here with. You get into your perfection of you. Now, that might not be somebody else's perfection. I told a friend of mine one time, years ago, I said, I'm perfectly Nancy. And she goes, nobody's perfect. I said, I didn't say I was perfect. I said, I'm perfectly Nancy. I'm perfectly my own divine expression of God. Isn't that wonderful? There's perfect Jill. Vince. All of you are perfectly who you're supposed to be. You're on the journey. You are the path. So take that path and run with it. Put both feet on that path and go. Just like you're in a race to the finish. Because we came here to ascend. As we come here to ascend, we own the divinity within us. And the more we own the divinity within us, guess what? The synchronicities fall into place. I was talking to a friend of mine just last weekend about John Edwards. We were in Melbourne, and John Edwards had been in that hotel one time when she was there, and she got to see John Edwards. And I was chatting, and I said, oh, one day I'd like to see John Edwards. I kid you not, 5 minutes later, 5 minutes, a friend of mine texted me and she says, John Edwards is going to be in Tampa in August. Do you want to go? I'll get us VIP tickets where we can get a picture with him and sit up front. All I did was say, I'd like to see him someday. But because I'm beginning to own my own power and my own creative power, that happens more than not now. And you all have that ability too. But think about where you want to put your energy. So where are you creating from? Because if you're depressed and you want to create from there, you'll go get some ugly stuff coming your way, right? So let's say the I am affirmation. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am not the body. I am not the emotions. I am not the thoughts. I am not the mind. The mind is only a subtle instrument of the soul. I am the soul. I'm a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, divine power. I am one with my higher soul. I am that I am. I am one with my divine spark. I am a child of God. I am connected to God. I am one with God. I am one with all. So that's where you want to create from, not from low energies. That a connection to the divine means holding sacred space and time in our lives. It further means taking time during your day, no matter how busy you are, to reconnect to the Most High, El Elyon, and to align your overself or your higher self body to the light life. Connection and reconnection brings healing to our physical bodies and our spiritual bodies, allowing us to be guided by the divine. When you say the I am affirmation every day, you're connecting to your higher soul. You'll be so divinely guided down to the apple you pick in your store. I stopped someplace today before I came here with Elizabeth. And I got in the car and I was starting to back up, and a guy got in his truck, and immediately I knew he was just going to back up and not look. So I watched him and I had to honk to get him to stop. But my senses told me otherwise I would have had my car hit. We're divinely guided down to the littlest things if we allow ourselves to be, and that's allowing. This places within us the divine flow so that we are at the right place at the right time. Yes, to keep our lives sacred, we need to spend time with the divine, which allows, just what I said, allows blessings and healings to come into our life on all levels of our life, not just the physical, the level of our lives that we need the most. And it might be one day we just need to connect and love ourselves. It just depends on what is needed at the time, but the spirit will know that. And they will lead us to what we need. Regardless of the circumstances, we must always take time for meditation, prayer, contemplation, and interconnection with the divine. Sacred music and self-aspirations should always be sung daily to place us in a higher divine residence. It was rumored that Bartholomew prayed 1,000 times a day and still walks among us. It means that we will always keep the divine in our hearts, our minds, and make every day a Sabbath. Well, we're busy in our lives, aren't we? You got a lot of things going on. When you open your eyes, lots of times we go right into what do I need to do today? Don't we? And what is on my schedule for today? But it can be connected in just the littlest thing. Let me be divinely guided through this day in each and every way. You don't have to make some long thing. Now, it's good if you can sit down and meditate, do your prayers, whatever. But sometimes we don't have that privilege, or we wake up late, or something happens. But you don't have to say the Lord's Prayer. And then just say, let me be divinely guided throughout this day in each and every way. And allow yourself to be connected. It's all about what are you allowing yourself to be, to have, to all the things to want. What are you allowing yourself to do? Now, we all have some programs in us, don't we? We all been trained to do certain things as a child, or have certain beliefs, or certain, records that go round and around and around in our heads. But if we don't want those anymore, how do we get rid of them? Every thought, free energy orbits, doesn't it? It goes around and around and around. How do you knock something out of an orbit? Let's think of energy, frequency, vibration. In order to get something out and release it out of its orbit, you have to hit it with a new energy, don't you? Okay. So what is that new energy you want to hit it with? Well, forgiveness, healing, meditation, drumming, song, chanting, all of those work really well. But we're being asked at this particular moment in our lives and in the way the world is going to release the things from our emotional body. We have 4 bodies. We have the mental body, the emotional body, the etheric body, and the physical body. Our emotions oftentimes control all of those bodies. When we're sick and when we're feeling, emotionally upset, how do you feel in your physical body? Not so great, right? So the one thing that I use and a lot of people teach is forgiveness. We look at things from our past, and in the teachings of Buddha, he taught there is suffering. And then go to the root of the suffering. And then it can be released. So look deeply if something is causing you pain or sorrow or grief or depression or whatever it is. What is the root of that? Go deeply, get quiet within yourself, search hard. And then release it through forgiveness and gratitude. You already just empowered yourself with the I am affirmation, didn't you? So you're giving yourself the power to be a great creator, a manifester. But now purification comes in. And we're in Memorial Day. Remember, you're the one of service too. It's not just the military. Oh, the physical world has deemed it for military, but we are of service as we come here on this earth. Service to our divine self, not to anything outside of ourselves, but service to our divine self to regain our power, to become great manifestors, to become co-creators with the divine. And remember and become and release the spiritual amnesia that we have come here with because of the physical energy that is here and the collective consciousness. As you become in control of those emotions, release those emotions, release those emotional scarring, as I call them, when I look into the emotional body. If you release those things, you're not looking through those anymore. Oh, I had abuse as a child, and everything outside of me, I'm seeing from that abused child. When I release and do forgiveness and let myself be free, allow myself to be connected with my divine self, then I can look at things and understand beyond what's being presented to me. People always are going to project things out onto you. Every single day of your life, somebody's going to project something. Or you hear something on the TV or on YouTube or something else, projecting something. You have the choice. We were given choice, weren't we? We have choice as to what we're going to do with our energy or what we're going to buy into. And we've been trained as youngsters to buy into a lot of crap, haven't we? And I say, I don't want to do that road anymore. I'd rather live joyful. I'd rather live in love and light and send love and light out to myself and to others, because guess what? I can be happy every day. I don't have to fall into the emotional strain of things if I don't put any importance into it. What other people do And how they act is not my concern. I don't have to put importance into it unless I want to. And so I choose to put importance into the goodness in a person, not in their negativity. And some people have a lot of negativity. And some people come to me and talk to me with their negativity. But I choose to look at the good inside of them and choose to see what it is inside of them. I look beyond what they're projecting to me and I see, oh, this person had this happen to them, and therefore they're projecting out this way, and understand where they're coming from. I don't have to accept it. I don't have to be around it. But I can send blessings to them, and I can send healing to them, and I can accept where they're at, but I don't have to be there with them. That's your choice. Let's do the joy of forgiveness. I am flooding my being and every cell etheric record since the beginning of time with the joyful experience of divine forgiveness. I am forgiving, I let go all the effects and misused energy impinging on my life and the lives of all humanity. I let go of the ignorance, confusion, and pain of this world. I now know I have come to love life free, and this is the heart center of my existence, the joy of forgiving life as it enters my awareness. From this moment forward, I am setting all life free into a higher vibration with the gift of forgiveness that my Father, Mother, God have given so freely into my keeping. I am a force of the violet flame for forgiveness, flooding the sweet earth. I am the joy of forgiveness. I am the joy of forgiveness. I am the joy of forgiveness. Invoking the violet flame is the other one. We'll say that 3 times. Transmute, transmute by violet fire, all causes and cores not of God's desire. I am a being of cause alone, that causes love, the sacred tone. Transmute, transmute by violet fire, all causes and cores not of God's desire. I am a being of cause alone, that causes love, the sacred tone. Transmute, transmute by violet fire, all causes and cores not of God's desire. I am a being of cause alone, that causes love, the sacred tone. Letting yourself be free. And if you're allowing your emotions and your thoughts to limit you or encapsulate you, then you're not setting yourself free, which you have a choice to do. You know, I choose that because I've been down the other road way too long. I let the dragon lady come out too many times when somebody made me mad, and that didn't feel good. And then after I did those things, I have to apologize to people. But what comes out of your mouth, you can't stuff back in. So be careful about what you're saying, thinking, and doing. We're going to say 7 times, God's will is my will. 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 As long as humans remain in the dead space, the lower vibrations, as a host to the linear time, he cannot have creative creative correspondence with the Lord of Light, who desires to reconnect with that person, the being. It is God's desire to reconnect at all times. And as we do give those reconnections and hold sacred every day, then indeed the light of the Holy Spirit in each of our chakras of our body and mind can be opened into the personal level of ascension. Through the 9 divine gifts, which are wisdom, knowledge, higher faith, healing, miracles, the gift of prophecy, and the interpretation of it, which comes from 1 Corinthians 12, 4 through 11. All of this aids into the divine light as it transforms this world, a material form that for now seems full of conflicts and disagreements. Our work then, if we so choose, is to bring about a world of upliftment, to find needed resolutions and create higher balances for the complexities of life. Life is complex, isn't it? But guess what? When you choose to love yourself and love all those around you, the collective consciousness of this world, which is a lot of negativity, starts to crumble. And if you hold yourself in love and light and you send it out to others, these complexities start to, disappear. It becomes more simple because you get into what I like to call the universal flow. When you're connecting with the divine and the universal flow goes like a soft wave, right? But if you're connecting to the emotional roller coaster, what does it do? It's just like a graph that goes up and down, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. We've all been there. We've all had our emotional upsets. But that is not to control us. And as a Memorial Day, remember, you came here of service. And you came here to serve yourself first, to be all that you can be. And then you're helping others way more than you could think. You're giving love and light to our world. Our world is ascending, and the collective consciousness is crumbling, the negative one. Let's build a new collective consciousness. Let's build heaven on earth. Every time you pray, every time you connect with the divine, every time you give praise to yourself as the divine person that you are honoring the divine because you're a particle of the divine. You are, like if you look at the sunshine or the sun, you're a sun ray. So if God is the sun, you're a beautiful sun ray, and so is everybody else. But they've lost their way and they've stayed in their spiritual amnesia, haven't they? Let's break free from that. Love ourselves and all others into a new consciousness. And that's where we're going. We're going into a higher consciousness. We have the energies coming onto earth that will give us that. And be all that we can be. It's much more fun, I can guarantee you. I've done it every one now and then. I keep looking back, but fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? It's not the mistakes we make, is it? It's what we do with them. I have people come to me oftentimes with a lot of regret and sorrow. Well, I did this. I shoulda, woulda, coulda. Take it out of your vocabulary. When you're driving a car, you can't look in the rearview mirror all the time or you're going to crash into something. Don't live in the rearview mirror. Let all those things from the past go. Free yourself and let yourself live this divine, joyful, amazing life that you've been gifted with. Now gift yourself with allowing yourself to live it to its fullest. And that comes to gratitude then. So I have all of you close your eyes at this moment, and I'll read about gratitude. Gratitude to our Father, Mother, God. Beloved Father, Mother, God, for your glorious heart I came into being, and into your loving heart one day, when my service here on earth is through, I shall return. I thank you for the privilege of having life and of having a physical embodiment during this sacred time with the permanent golden age of spiritual freedom is being established on earth. I thank you for the gift of transmutation through the power of the violet transmuting flame. The amazing gift through which all that is not of light, that I myself and others have created consciously and unconsciously, shall be purified and returned to light. I thank you for the sustaining through the legions of ascension flame, the open door through which this sweet earth and all life evolving upon her shall return home. To this end, I now individually and collectively, as a surrogate on behalf of all humanity, offer my energies, my individual life string as a holy grail through which the light of creation will flow to fulfillment, fulfill the immaculate conception of the divine plan for this blessed earth. Assist me, beloved Father, Mother God, to harmonize my outer self, my physical self, my etheric self, my mental self, and my emotional bodies. Bring them into harmony. Through the grace of the transfiguring divine love invested in me with the power of the magnetism of the radiant of the presence of divinity, with every thought, word, action, and feeling I express from this moment forward. I give thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is, my beloved I am. Free, setting ourselves free is not a physical thing. It's setting ourselves free to be all that we can be and to love ourselves free. How we get from one reality to the next reality. Maybe you lost your job, or maybe somebody is threatening you to lose your house, or something really bad is happening to you, or you lost your car, or physical things happen. But you must remain in your divinity and love yourself through it. And I'll tell you what, I had a car fire in my car at one time. And the next car, I got the insurance for it. It didn't pay for all the car, but I had friends and people helping me. And the car that I have now, bought and paid for. There's no worries there. There's no payment every month. I set myself into gratitude that everything that I so desired to have in that new car, the one I'm driving now, I said, I want this car, and this has to be this many miles, and this has to be cost this much money, and people will help me to get that car, and it'll be bought and paid for. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I let go and expected it to show up. It did. The day before I had to pay for the car, I needed $600. And I know people have heard this story before, but I love to repeat it. A lady come into my office to get a session with me. It was on a Sunday, but I decided to go ahead and give her a session. She owed me $235. She says, how you doing with payment of that car? I said, oh, I need a little bit more. And I had told Spirit earlier that day, I need $600 and it has to be here before tomorrow. Thank you. I went to the bathroom, came out, and her check was written out for exactly $600, exactly what I needed. Allow yourself to manifest. You don't need to know how. or how it's going to happen. Well, you say, oh, I need this new job and this has to be this and this and this and this, and you're worried about it. Well, you're not creating it. You write it down, you say thank you, and ask Spirit to do it, to give it to you. And it shows up. I've done I've had many jobs that way. I wrote down what I needed, how much I needed, and there it was. It showed up. Are you in line with what you want? Are you allowing yourself to create that? Are you allowing Spirit to take over? Once you say what you want, are you allowing the universe to provide for you? Or are you putting blockages in the way? I don't know how that's going to work out. Well, guess what? The universe heard that one. My favorite saying when I was in a bad place. I had just lost a job. I just signed a lease for an apartment for over $1,000, and my knee was blown and couldn't do hair anymore. And I got down on my knees and I was crying. I was like, how is this? And then I heard Spirit say, do not question the how. And the affirmation that came out of that was, the universe provides for me every day in each and every way. And when you fully believe that, that happens. The universe hears you. So what kind of energy, what kind of thoughts are you putting into the world? And on this beautiful Memorial Day, remember, you're the one of service. Not just the military. You're the one of service, service to yourself and all others. And be thankful and grateful and praise yourself and all others that came here to hold the light. Because we have to hold the light in order for the darkness to leave. The definition of darkness is absence of light. Are you adding to the darkness or are you adding to the light? Decision made. Don't question it. Stand in your own true power. Walk on your path with both feet on it. You're the path. But if you don't know what you want on your path, Spirit gonna take you down a windy road. I like to make my path straight. Sometimes I get lost in the forest though. But you keep doing it. No matter what has hit you but blindsided you. You might lose your temper, you might have a conniption fit. But then after you do that, give yourself permission to live in peace and trust and love. Go back. If you fall off the horse, you get back right back on, right? If you fall off the bike, you get back on the bike. If you fall off the wagon, you get back on the wagon. What are those sayings telling you? Try it again till you succeed. Make it, fake it till you make it. That's all they're saying. We have choice and we have opportunities every day of your life. Do not let obstacles stay obstacles. Turn your obstacles into opportunities. If you lost that job, just say, hey, I have the opportunity to have a better job with more money and happiness. Don't sit there and cry about spilled milk. Don't live in the rearview mirror. It wasn't meant to be if it's gone. Give yourself permission to walk in a better path. I can stand up in here and tell you all day long these kind of things. Do I always live what I speak? No. But I don't stay there either. I become conscious of what I'm saying, thinking, and doing, and change my attitude. I was grumbling about somebody that was in my life that was giving me a bit of a hard time. But this person had helped me so much and done so much for me. All of a sudden, Spirit was talking to me and say, what are you doing? I certainly wasn't living in gratitude. I was looking at what she was projecting. and taking it personal and wasn't living in the gratitude that if I hadn't had her around, I would have had a hard time when I had my hip surgery. We have the opportunity to change our perspective every minute of the day. When you catch yourself, you become an observer of your own life, then change your perspective. It's easy just like that. This is, I'm trying. No, you're not trying if you're not doing. Trying's an excuse. Do it. Light a fire under your own butt. Make yourself realize that you're causing your own suffering. So, with that, we're going to have a wonderful day. I'm going to do a meditation. And we're going to have the most wonderful Memorial Day, remembering who we are, aren't we? We're beautiful divine spirits of being. And we're here of service. And I just love your life. I can see your auras, and you're all beautiful souls. And I am grateful to know all of you. Because every time I meet people of beautiful souls, it enhances my soul. And so I say to all of you, namaste, and thank you for being here today to hold this beautiful energy. Okay, so we're going to go over the whole thing. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, we are going to do a little meditation here. I'm a little stiff from standing, so give me a minute. Put a little soft mute. I'm gonna take my shoes off. Wish I was better with electronics, so I could just push a button, everything, like nothing but I'm old school.
Then you use CDs.
I use them all the time.
I thought you always use the YouTube thing on your phone.
Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I do that, but the YouTube thing now has commercials in the middle of it, and I'm not paying for it, so. I pay for too much stuff. Don't we all? Oh, let's take some deep breaths. These breaths are from the crown into the solar plexus. The solar plexus is the seat of your emotions. So when we hold the breath at the seat of the emotions, we gather up any negativity in that emotional seat. And when we blow it out, we release it out and let ourselves bring in clear and fresh air, breath from the crown again. So we're going to do that. Okay. Let's breathe in from the crown. Hold it at the solar plexus. And release through the mouth. Just like a balloon, releasing all of the air, all the negativity. Inhale through the crown. Bring it to the solar plexus. And release. release. Inhale through the crown. Bring it to the solar plexus and release. As we come together today, we give thanks for all the beings on this earth that have come in service, military and all service. Service to the light, service to others, and service to ourselves. As divine beings that we are, we're magnificent souls, and we stay in gratitude for all those things that we so uniquely brought into this physical life. And we stay in gratitude for our uniqueness, our perfection, that we're perfectly our own divine expression of God, and that we're living to our highest and best. And as we live in our highest and best, we see the world in front of us like a small ball. And we send the highest and best to all beings on this earth, sending love and light and healing. We also send to this beautiful, sweet earth love and light to all the kingdoms on the earth. The plants, the animals, the sea creatures, the waters, the earth, the air, giving us what we need and nourishing our physical bodies. We stay in thanks for that. We give thanks for the people that we gather together that are our spiritual community. And remember that we are in service with them and hold a connection with their beautiful soul and a soul contract, that we come together as a spiritual community to hold a light vibration on this earth, beaming out from every soul that is connected on this earth in a loving way to help the earth ascend. And we're seeing the earth as heaven on earth, releasing negative thoughts, negative energies, negative entities off this earth, off of us. We also release any negative emotions, any negative vows that we may have in this lifetime and any lifetime. As we begin to live in gratitude and love for ourselves and all others, we feel our heart expanding bigger, brighter, bigger, brighter, bigger and brighter. Our divine spark grows bigger and brighter, bigger and bright, bigger and brighter. As it does so, we send it out to all things on earth and all beings on earth. As we expand our divine spark, we get bigger and brighter and bigger and brighter, and we become a beacon out into the universe. And as we become this beacon out into the universe, we send out to every particle of the universe divine love, divine light, divine intelligence, divine will. And we connect with every particle of the universe. For that which is above, so below. In the higher dimensions, we pull the energy down to the earth plane. And we ground it through our feet. That higher energy, we ground to the earth. And as we ground it to the earth, we see golden rods forming at the bottom of our feet. Those beautiful golden rods come and they go down, down, down into the earth. They go about 10 feet and they grow roots into the earth. As they grow roots into the earth, the roots go clear to the center of the earth. And you feel those golden roots wrap around the center of the earth. As above, so below, you bring the light from above down through your crown. Bring it through your body, connecting with each and every one of your cells, growing your divine spark bigger and brighter, going down in through your hips and down the legs, beautiful white light, the light of divinity goes into the rods and sends love and light into the earth. We are being anchored and supported, balanced and grounded. And we feel ourselves like a tree in the earth, rooted solid, firmly, and connected above with flexibility and love. And we move with the flow of the universe. The universal flow sends us higher and higher into the higher dimensions, connecting with the divine light of the Supreme God. El Elyon. El Elyon. El Elyon. El The Om is the sound of creation. Connect to the Om as we chant Om 7 times. Om, Om. Om. Feel the vibration. Om. Divine creation. Om. Self-worth. Om. Self-intuitive. Om. I feeling your heart opening one, allowing yourself to live through your heart, your highest and best you, sending that out to the world, allowing the synchronicities to come into your life, allowing you to become on the flow the universal flow. Take in 3 deep breaths. Inhale. As you exhale, feel yourself coming back into the body. Inhale. Feeling yourself coming more back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And inhale again. Feel yourself grounded on this earth and slowly open your mouth. Like I say, namaste for all of you being here. I'm so happy when I see all of your faces and see your shining auras too. Like I say, I'm grateful. Monday night is Anchoring Light. I don't know what else is going on. Do you know, Catherine? No. I can't remember any of the other activities that are going on. So just look on the newsletter, on the internet to see what.
I don't know if I'm on with me, but there's a new sound bowl next weekend that's coming up soon.
Oh,
I'm not exactly sure what date,
yeah.
but I remember seeing that.
I don't remember either. What was going on. I just know. And then Monday night is always the Anchoring Light. I usually do the second Sunday service of every month. I had to switch this. But usually it's the second Sunday. And then the third Wednesday of every month, I do a message and a channeling service. And that's at 7 o'clock on the third Wednesday. Vincent, would you pass the collection plate around? So. If you all need Venmo or those things, there's a, what do they call it? QR code. I don't know what they're called. I am not up to date on that stuff.
One of those.
So if you need any of those, it's there for you. Are there any questions that anybody has or anything that you'd like to address?
Those are beautiful, very, very beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm so glad.
Needed to be here.
Yeah, so here you are, and I'm so glad to see you.
May I just contribute?
Yeah.
I just looked it up online, the new moon intention setting sound meditation is on May the 29th. Thursday from 7 to 8:30, because I feel like there's a few new people here.
Mhm.
I got to actually attend that last one, it was very, very wonderful. So can definitely recommend it to it, it's really nice.
The power of the full moon that we had on the 12th is what's called the Waysock. The Waysock moon is when the Buddha energy comes back onto Earth. So we got a lot of really, really strong energy the 12th of this month. It was extremely strong. The Schumann resonance, which is the vibration of the earth, is going crazy. And we've had a lot of sun flares too. So we've had a lot of really incredible energy coming onto earth. It is, people are noticing that their intuition and different, meditations, they might get visions and different things now more than ever before. So there are things that are quickly happening. This year is the year of quickening. Truths will be coming out, not just in a physical way, but in a spiritual way. Remember to remain true to yourself. If you listen to something, don't buy into everything you hear. You have to take it in, and if it resonates with you, then you buy into it, or you can hold that as your truth. But if it's not resonating with you and it doesn't feel right, do not go down that road. Because your senses are heightened right now. So pay attention to the energy and to the messages that are coming. And it's not your imagination when you have certain little things that says, oh, you need to turn right here, be turning right. Pay attention. I know a lot of people, and including myself, sometimes ignore little messages, and then it's like, oh, I wish I would listen. So these energies are coming in so strong at this moment. Pay attention to what's being brought. Meditation, prayer, in your silent time, watch, you're gonna get, oh, I need to, go to this event, or I need to start an event, or I need to do this, or I need to do that. Write it down. Write these things down, because sometimes when you come out of meditation, you go, what was that I was thinking? Because you're in an altered state. So write those things down so that you can pay attention to the messages you are getting. We're all getting messages. It's not just psychics and mediums. And we all have the ability to get those messages. Sometimes we need to meditate more to train ourselves to do it, or join a group meditation. That will help a lot. But pay attention. Just like when you come here today, if I meditate by myself one day, that's good. But if I meditate with a group, like we meditated today, you just got a blast of a 7-day meditation. It's like you meditated 7 days in a row, just today. So the more you meditate with other people, that's why it says in the Bible, where 2 or more that are gathered. Because your spiritual cord that we were talking about later, it gathers together and forms like a tunnel. So all of our spiritual cords, when we're meditating in this room, it's like a big tunnel of spiritual energy coming into you. So everything's frequency, vibration, and energy. So pay attention. What is your energy doing? If you're carrying other people's energy, you want to clean your energy body. If you listen to somebody dump on you, and afterwards you go, ugh, you feel icky, it's because their energy is still in your energy body. Get rid of it. Take a salt and lavender bath, or spray some salt and lavender spray or something. Clear that energy off of you. You don't want to carry other people's energy. So, with that, we will end today. It was wonderful to see you all. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. I'm so glad that you got to spend some time with us today. Don't forget to go back and donate so we can continue our services here at the Cosmic Center. Namaste.